Hey guys, welcome to the 9th episode of GCSE Maths. Today, we're going to be going a bit off topic. We're going to be doing some trigonometry, Sohcahtoa, more specifically. This is a one-off chapter, so we'll be starting on algebra next time. So, let's get into it. So, the three trigonometric formulas are Sohcahtoa. So, that's the easy way to remember it. But what does it actually mean? Well, the S stands for sine. So one of the formulas are sine x, so x is the angle shown there, is equal to the opposite, here, over the hypotenuse, which is the longest side, on a right angle triangle, of course. The C stands for cos. So cos x is equal to the A, adjacent, over the H, hypotenuse. This is adjacent to the angle, obviously. So, then the T is tan. So, it would be tan x is equal to the opposite, because of the O, over the adjacent. These are all relative to the angle, apart from the hypotenuse. An interesting fact is that tan can also be written as sine over cos. Because if we divide opposite over hypotenuse divided by adjacent over hypotenuse, because we flipped the two sides and the hypotenuse cancels out, the opposite ends up on top of the adjacent. So, let's move on. So, how are we going to tackle a trigonometric question? So, whenever you come across a trigonometric question, work out which two sides of the triangle are involved in that question. Then pick the formula that involves those sides using Sohcahtoa. But let's say the question's asking about the angle. What you want to do is you want to use the inverse. So you want to use, instead of sine, cos, or tan, you want to use arcsine, cosine, and arctan. So then you're able to find the angle from the two sides. And you must remember that trigonometry only works on right-angled triangles and nothing else. But you may need to add some lines to a diagram to create a right-angled triangle to work with. So, let's continue. Here we are, an example. Something for you to do. Pause the video here. Give this one a try. Okay, hope you're done. So, let's continue. So, to answer this question, first you want to label the sides. This isn't necessary, but it helps. So then you want to think of which equation is needed. So, let's just go to step 5. Let's say you have remembered Sohcahtoa. So, you want to figure out the length of P, which is the adjacent. So, here, you want A, so to cover it up, to give A is equal to over T, as shown in the triangle. Then you want to put in the numbers. So P, which is the adjacent, is equal to 15, which is the opposite, over tan 35, the T. And therefore, it's equal to 21.422. And because it wants up to 3 significant figures, we learned this in a previous video. And using our knowledge, we could say that it is 21.4 meters to the 3 significant figures. So, example 2. Pause the video again. Have a try. Okay, you're back. So, remember what I said before that we might have to draw some lines? Well, you will here. So, since it's an isosceles triangle, if we split it directly down the half, we could figure out both sides. But since we only need to find x, we only need to figure out 1. So, we want to figure out the side x. So the angle x, my bad. And because we know the hypotenuse and x, we want to use the cosine rule. Remember, adjacent over hypotenuse. So, and because we know that the adjacent is 15 meters, because 30 divided by 2 is 15, yeah. like using the formula triangle again, which I guess you could work it out in your head and solve it from there. But let's take it from here. So what you want to do is you want the angle to cover up C to give C is equal to A over H. And then you put in the numbers. Cos x is equal to 15 over 25, which is equal to 0.6. So we know that cos x is equal to 0.6. And I said before that whenever we want to find the angle from two sides, we always need to use arc cosine or arc sine or arc tan. So we use the inverse. So x is equal to cos minus 1, so inverse of cos, 0.6, which is equal to 53.1301, etc. degrees. Hope you guys got that. If not, this could have explained why you got it wrong. Then, the last example. So, triangle A and triangle B are similar. Triangle A here is such that sine x, this angle, is 0.4 degrees. So 0.4. Find the length of side y, so the hypotenuse of B. The answer. So what we want to do is we want to label the sides on both triangles, and because the triangles are similar, the small angle in B is also x. So let's put that down. Then, because we know the opposite, but we need the hypotenuse, we're going to use so sine. Sine x is equal to O over H. So 0.4, because sine x we know is 0.4 as shown in the question. 0.4 is equal to O over H. So 0.4 is equal to 8 over y. And when we solve it, y is equal to 8 over 0.4, which is 20 centimeters. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Next episode, we'll be doing some more trigonometry, actually. We'll be doing some common values and the sine and cosine rules. Make sure to stay tuned. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. See you in the next episode.